Have you ever thought about whether your kindness is really going to the right people? In this fast-paced world, everyone aspires to live in a place where Stoic thought teaches that kindness and helping others are valued traits. We understand that not everyone requires our assistance, and that assistance can take many forms. The double-edged sword inflicts harm rather than benefit. The souls, those who aren't thankful and only want to take advantage of or be jealous, need. Do they want our kindness, or do they just want to get it without ever understanding it? Aeschylus, Seneca, and Epictetus. The brilliant Stoic thinkers have told us many times to make a choice. Who we offer our help to, because helping the wrong person not only steals, it can take away our peace of mind and drag us into a wind of bad feelings. Deep hurt can happen when people refuse to help. We maintain our peace and self-control. But what types of people are there? Should we think about it before asking for help? Let's look at 8 types of Stoic thought that tell us to stay away from certain people. This not only aids in maintaining our composure, but also preserves our value. Kindness number 1. Don't help someone who isn't thankful. Have you ever felt like you were putting water into a well that wasn't there? One of the most important things that Stoic thought teaches is to help other people. The goal is not to assist those who lack gratitude or who fail to acknowledge their own blessings, the value of the help they get. Stoics think that being thankful is when we show kindness to those who aren't grateful, it's like planting seeds in a lack of character. There is an empty land that will never blossom or produce food. Epictetus was one of the most famous Stoics. Philosophers once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for things that if he doesn't have any, he's content with the ones he does have, and we should cherish and support them." People who are grateful for what they receive rather than wasting time on people who only ask for and never value in life. There are many opportunities. If we pay attention, we can identify instances of being unappreciative. For instance, consider a situation where you spend a significant amount of time. I am guiding a coworker step by step through a challenging project. But when they get it right, they don't thank you for your help. Instead, they away and even thinking nothing of your help. This not only hurts but also makes you doubt your kindness, but a Stoic wouldn't let that happen. Themselves be overwhelmed by such bad feelings. Instead, they would understand. How futile is it to attempt to assist these individuals and advise them to concentrate their efforts on more important tasks? In real life, the connection between parents and children is a meaningful pursuit. Parents of grown children are often ready to give up anything for their kids. In some cases, though, the kids don't think much of these compromises. Don't consider what their parents did when they rejected them. Parents feel stressed because their kids don't get enough thanks or praise. Stoic philosophy would advise them that when they are hurt or lost in love, we shouldn't keep putting all of our energy into total support. Instead, we should take a break. We need to reflect on our ideals and cease arguing about them. Marcus Aurelius exemplifies what a good man should be like. Don't waste time coming up with a reason. Spend your time with people who are grateful for your help instead of those who are not. Being grateful and acting out of gratitude is akin to suffering from a soul disease. If we attempt to assist those who are experiencing hardship, we may become entangled in their struggles. As the numbers continue to rise, consider where your kindness has gone. Is it worth it to help people who will never understand what's really important? For Stoics, the answer would be no, because we need to protect them. Avoid unnecessary negativity and reserve our kindness for those in need. Really deserve it number 2. You may have met people who always wish they had a better life but never do anything to make that dream come true. These are people who watch the world turn, but they won't play the game. The lazy ones are like weeds that only want to wait for it to rain and never want to dig deep to find water on their own. For those who come after Stoicism says that helping these kinds of people is not only pointless, but it can also hurt you. A man who wants more is more likely to be out of balance than one who has too little. Poor Seneca wrote to Lucilius that being lazy is also a form of poverty isn't a lack of things, it's a lack of willpower and drive to get ahead. People who don't want to change are like a boat that stays in one place and never moves. If you're not ready to face the waves, you can pull them out to see what happens. If you let go, they'll go back to where they were. Think about business. Entrepreneurs often have to deal with a lot of problems, and they need to be ready to work long hours from dawn until dusk. But lazy people are. They're not like everyone else. They don't stick with things and won't leave their safe zone. If you want to help them succeed, you should always believe that a miracle will happen. Have you ever thought, will this really help change them, or will it just make them? Stoicism, focusing on what we can control, has grown in importance to him. It says we should only put time and effort into people who are able to. Epictetus once said in the Odyssey, stand up and move forward on your own. Describe your theory and live by it. Theory is not how much we talk about it, but how we live it. When you help someone who is lazy, you not only lose the self-control that Stoicism tells us to keep, but you also make the other person feel like they have to take what you give them, without ever giving anything back. Volunteering is a positive example of this. Programs run by numerous organizations aim to assist the unemployed by providing them with new jobs, skills to get back into the job market. But in some situations, people only attend to receive perks, not to learn or gain knowledge. They depend on other people's kindness, but don't try to change. Instead of making things better for people, these attempts to help turn into a people who strive to make a difference must carry this burden. What should we do when we meet lazy people? That's a question each person has to answer for themselves. Stoic theory doesn't tell us to give up on everyone who is having a difficult time. Just keep in mind that kindness only serves the right person or place. We can help the right person by carefully picking those who really need it. Not only keep our peace of mind safe, but also understand how important work is. Stoic thinkers put a lot of value on self-reliance, and number 3, being irresponsible. In life, some individuals resemble boats drifting at sea, thrown by the waves all the time without a rudder to guide them. These are the irresponsible people who live without realizing or knowing They frequently attribute the outcomes of their actions to other people or external factors. They are afraid of failing. Is helping someone like that really worth it, or is it just words? This is an unnecessary use of our money and time. People who are careless, whether they are regular people or famous people, they inflicted severe harm on themselves and those around them. Stoicism tells us not to waste our time or energy helping people who don't need it. Don't want to do what they need to do. A good example in the many talented people fail because they are too focused on being famous. Just because they didn't want to be responsible for their lives. And consider Lindsay Lohan, a stunning actress who rose to fame in Hollywood. Storm possessed everything from a very young age: talent, fame, chances that most people could only dream of. But instead of focusing on her, while working on her business and improving herself, Lohan fell into an unhealthy lifestyle, involving drug abuse and careless behavior. Every time she was arrested, or when she had a problem, she often put it down to the stress of work or the people around her. Instead of pointing out and fixing what she did, her family, friends, and fans tried to. Despite numerous attempts to assist her, her determination to change remained unwavering. Her career declined and her name became associated with numerous incidents. This is proof that when we help someone who doesn't want to face we only make them more dependent by showing them the results of their deeds. Epictetus asserted that no one is free unless they are in charge. Himself, people who don't want to take blame for what they do They are incarcerated due to their lack of responsibility, making it impossible for any outside assistance, no matter how genuine, to reach them. What can we learn from this? Don't release them if they refuse to be free. Story. It only makes sense for someone to help a careless person when they really want to. Keeping the same help is like swimming with someone who doesn't know how. Stay floating and they'll pull you down with them. Sometimes, let them take it. Getting them to care for themselves is best for growth. So think carefully before you decide to help someone. Are they ready? Do something about their life, and if they don't, are you ready to waste your kindness on unsuccessful attempts is the 4th step. There may be nothing worse than disappointment for manipulators. Discovering that someone they used to be friends with has lied to and used them. Unfortunately, manipulators are always around us and know how to get what they want. Stern people use words and actions to make us feel like pawns in their game. Philosophy. Assisting these individuals is not only a poor decision, but it also has negative consequences. We have to ask ourselves, does helping a cunning person make you feel better? Does it truly assist them? Or does it simply allow them to act selfishly and dishonestly? Behavior. Marcus Aurelius said that the soul takes on the color of what it sees. If we're constantly surrounded by people who are attempting to deceive us even with the best of intentions, we may have negative thoughts. Over time, doubt and sadness can taint our souls. Manipulators can twist this in many ways. They can use anything to their advantage, and even when they get help, they still find not seeing help as a way to get what they want. Why would we allow them to use their gift of kindness as a tool to control others? We fall into that trap too. Let's examine an example from the modern era. In life, a woman consistently displays weakness, requires protection, and relies on others. She relies on her boyfriend for everything, from work to personal matters. He feels sorry for her and believes he is the only one who can help her overcome her problems. But even after years have passed, she remains the same. She still relies on him and still manipulates him. He has lost his mind by leading her to believe that he is the only one who can help her. He gave her his time, energy, and even his goals to help her. By the time realizing the truth, he's worn out. This is the vicious cycle of, according to Stoic philosophy, it is wrong to manipulate someone so that they end up hurting themselves. Therefore, one should only show kindness to the appropriate person at the appropriate time. Strength, for manipulators, is just a rope that ties both sides together. We need to have the courage to face a challenging situation. We've reached the halfway point in our journey to say no and maintain peace in our hearts. Today's lesson, having you here, is a great boost on our way to bring. We want to educate more people about the true values of Stoic philosophy, so please like and share this video. Share this video with your friends and family to impart these lessons, or leave a comment. If you're prepared to continue on this journey, please leave a comment stating, "I value my life." Here are the next 4 types of people. Critics. Have you ever met someone who always finds a way to those who criticize and put you down don't mean to be helpful, but to put you down to show that they can always find the places you? I didn't realize that these individuals have a chilling effect on your happiness. Stoic philosophy tells us that helping others is the only thing that matters. When it's done right, helping people who are always negative will only pull you into a swamp of bad feelings. Have you ever thought about why? Your kindness is the target of such sharp and hurtful words. In other words, think of a friend who always sees things negatively. When you express your excitement about a new project without providing any specifics, they say things like "this are doomed to fail," and "I need help," or "good advice." You might initially doubt your ability to pull this off. They merely want you to ponder further, but eventually you realize that nothing you do can alter the truth. In their eyes, nothing is ever adequate enough, not even a plan or a goal. Have you ever been tired and wondered if your sincerity and kindness are worth it? Epictetus once said that if you can handle this kind of feedback, if you aspire to improve, embrace the labels of stupidity and dumbness. But that doesn't mean we should. Everyone should be open to feedback, even if it doesn't add anything to the person. He constantly attacks others and does not want to help them get better. They care more about getting their way, and they see help as a chance to say that fixing other people is a constant need. Better yet, let's look at Elon Musk, a businessman who is known for having big ideas. His creativity never ceases. Each time he generates a fresh idea. This is similar to the process of creating electric cars with Tesla or exploring space with SpaceX. His enemies quickly labeled his goals as unrealistic. Unrealistic. Instead of letting these negative words bother him, he should ignore them and continue moving forward, refusing to let criticism weaken him. He believes in his skills, and knows that helping someone who is always criticizing them is like trying to fill a cup. No matter how hard you try, it cracks. Their mean words and cold weather will wash away all the kindness and charity that people have. Stoic philosophy advises us to avoid individuals with poor manners. We should try to stay away from the dark corners of negativity. Do you have the guts to choose peace of mind over keeping up pointless efforts? Leave a comment below. Add your voice to the sixth talk. Narcissists. People with overblown egos are without a doubt one of the biggest challenges to our kindness. Egos. These people never admit their flaws and think about their self-esteem. Regardless of the truth, people only pay attention when you speak. I appreciate praise, but any negative comments, regardless of their sincerity, seen as an attack. But have you ever thought about whether helping someone with does having a large ego make them better? Or does it just cause them to sink deeper? Epictetus once said that if people were to get out of their own way, if someone tells you bad things about you, don't defend yourself about what people say about you. But I'll tell you what, he didn't know about my other flaws, or he would have told you. I wouldn't have just stated these for people with big egos to admit. They make mistakes because they always believe someone else is at fault. If someone provides them with feedback, they swiftly transform it into counterattack arrows to safeguard their position. This hurts those around them and makes it challenging for them to accept help. Those who want to really help. Take the world of artists as an example. Fame Kanye West, one of the most popular performers, can boost people's egos. Today's controversial musicians are a clear example of how confident they can be. His pride transforms into an unwillingness to listen or accept criticism from other people when they get negative comments instead of seeing it as whenever he has a chance to grow, he often replies with defensive comments and self-promotion, which has caused a lot of problems in his work and made it. He finds it challenging to receive genuine assistance from those who genuinely want to assist him. People with big heads don't always see other people's kindness as help they need. See it as a threat to their image. Marcus Aurelius once said, "How much?" When confronted, the outcomes of anger surpass the causes of anger. When talking to someone with a big ego, honest comments can quickly turn. They are drawn into endless fights where they only care about protecting their own egos. Listen to getting better. Trying to help someone with a big ego is like watering a dead tree. No matter how skilled you are, a broken tree won't come back to life. Stoic thought teaches us that sometimes the best thing we can do is to be ready to accept food. The best course of action is to avoid the person with a large ego and allow them to learn. The lesson is that not all help works, and sometimes turning someone down is the best thing to do. Seventh, we guard the peace of our souls. Opportunists, Seneca once said, hang out with people who will make you a better person. You, on the other hand, are not an opportunist. They don't look for us. Not for mutual support, but for personal gain. And when we no longer need their help, they quickly leave, leaving us feeling betrayed and sorry for what they did. They are like nomads. They only settled where resources were available and left when they ran out. As they ascend, they navigate to a new harbor. Let's look at Adam Newman, the founder of WeWork. He once stood out for innovation and a bold vision, but after we fell apart, many investors found out that because of bad money handling and poor leadership, they gave in to Neiman's over-optimistic promises and dreams and became victims of his influence. He received billions of dollars in investments from only those individuals, promising him a bright future, to take the blame when things went wrong, while Newman left with a substantial amount of money from his severance package. This is a clear example of the risks associated with placing your faith and support in individuals who are seeking to exploit you. Use other people's excitement for your own gain. Epictetus also said, those who aren't content with little will never be content with a lot. They only think about what they don't have, which makes them greedy. Bounds. They're never thankful for what they get but are always looking for more. If you help them once, they'll ask for more, which means you'll get more. you will eventually realize that they were never truly seeking assistance. Those seeking better ways to achieve their goals should consider relationships. Every day is like an old friend they can always count on, if you require financial assistance or a business connection. When they return, they abandon their relationships because they see them as a means to generate income. Have you ever been kind to someone and that kindness helped them get what they wanted? Stoics believe that helping others is a beneficial thing to do, not something pointless. Those who seek to exploit us should not be allowed to. Instead of abandoning kindness to succumb to the greed of opportunists, pick to help people who really need it, and will value it so that our kindness can make a difference, can grow into something bigger instead of getting caught in the never-ending loop of next. Let's discuss the final personality type. Greed. But first, I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about why your success turns into a problem? Some people are jealous and secretly desire what you have. Not only do you fail, but you also feel awkward in even the smallest moments of happiness. These people are like shadows that are waiting for the chance to cast a cloud of. According to Stoic philosophy, it is beneficial to assist those who are jealous of your life. Not only does it result in a loss of goodwill, but it also poses a danger to your peace of mind. Number 8. People who are jealous and can't see there's no way for them to know how hard you worked or how many late nights you spent working non-stop. It took to get through tough times. All they see is that you are. Think about the story of Jennifer Lawrence, the actor who won an Oscar at 29 years old. Even though she was very young, she didn't get the praise she earned. People who are jealous didn't see her ability and told her that her success was just luck. Although they worked hard, they only considered that they weren't standing on that point. And even if she wanted to show off her success to the jealous, that it would only show how far apart she and they are. They are unable to find happiness in their current situation because their hearts are constantly in turmoil. We constantly measure ourselves against others when we attempt to assist them in sharing. When we share our successes with them, they don't feel grateful. Instead, they believe helping them only serves to highlight their lack of importance. Can we help someone with a heart full of envy see things differently? Does it make their wounds worse? Think about a relatable situation. You have a coworker who always seems happy when things go wrong, but when they do, they attempt to downplay the situation by using phrases such as, "You just got lucky." You may initially think you shouldn't worry because someone helped you, and offer to help make things better, but you quickly realize that no matter how hard you try, they will never be happy. Or instead of showing gratitude, they become increasingly jealous of what you have. Philosophy says that the best way to help someone is to stay away and let them be jealous. Refusing to assist them forces us to confront their anger. Selfishness is what keeps our inner peace, as Marcus Aurelius said. Outside events, not your mind. Understand this, and you will find strength. Do you possess the courage to leave situations that are detrimental to you? Only be kind to people who really earn it. Life is a journey, which each of us needs to learn to tell the difference between kindness. Stoic thought teaches us that helping other people doesn't always lead to. We talk about being good and how not everyone deserves our sacrifice. Kindness. There are times when we need to say no to help protect our be kind only to people who really need and respect it, based on your own values. When we courageously say no, we not only make our own lives easier, but we also maintain our self-control and independence. And remember that assistance is only temporary. As long as it doesn't take away the peace and joy, everything is fine. Kindness comes from within, so give it thoroughly and thoughtfully. That's also how we live a good life, one that fits with the ideas of the Stoics. Calm and strong, and unwavering in the face of things that aren't worth it. Do you have the courage? Choose who you want to help, and who you are willing to protect. Protect your heart from things that don't deserve it. That answer is only for you. Find out for yourself. If this video helped you, don't forget to click the like button. Please subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share the video with other people. Encourage your family and friends to share the positive concepts of sternness. Please subscribe to the channel to avoid missing videos. There are upcoming videos that explore Stoicism and personal growth.